to sail for the Horn. Way, hey, roll and go. Our boots and our clothes, boys, are all in the Horn. To be rollicking randy dandy, oh. Heave a pole, oh, heave away. Way, hey, roll and go.
Hello and welcome back to Naval Action Basics. It's been a while since I've done a basics video, and I've had a few requests that I need to follow up on for videos. Today we'll be talking about manual sailing. This is one of the things that you'll learn in the game's opening tutorial, but I find it's always good to review it with people who are new to the game, as there's a lot involved with it. We'll start at the beginning. The main keys you're going to be using will be the Q, E, Z, and C keys. The Q and E keys control your foremast, and the Z and C keys control your aft masts. You could turn them left with the Q and Z, or right with E and C. The last manual sailing key is T. Pressing this will make your ship depower, or furl its staysails, which helps stabilize your ship, slows you down, and prevents your ship from heeling over. When you're in battle, you can see the wind direction on the bottom left of the screen, signified with the arrow. It's important to always keep an eye on this, and also know what type of ship you're sailing. Fore and aft rigged ships, like privateers, will have no problem sailing close to the wind, or against the wind, and can even tack across the wind with minimal effort. Most manual sailing comes into play with square-rigged vessels, like brigs, and larger ships. I will be demonstrating some maneuvers on a Snow, as this is one of the first vessels you will likely see in the game, and it's also an amazing ship in its own right. People who get really good at manual sailing in this game will go very far, as it's a vital skill to learn. I've come up with 5 basic manual sailing skills that I think are essential to learn as a beginner. The first is using manual sails to turn faster with the wind. As you can see, the wind is coming across my ship from left to right, port to starboard, and I would like to turn right and do a 180-degree turn. If you did the tutorials, you probably learned this already, but it's good to review it. I can now press E and Z so that I can start turning to the right. Once you're back at the course you want, you can press F to move your masts from manual to auto. I'm going to do this turn again, going the other direction, but this time I'll press T to depower, and I'll use my rudder as well. So I'll press Q and C, and as you can see, it creates a tighter turn than just using your manual sails and no rudder. The Snow is a fast little ship that turns quickly under normal circumstances, but if you use this technique, you'll almost turn in place. The next topic is tacking through the wind. This is what I see people struggle with throughout all levels of the game, and indeed, if you're in the middle of an intense PvP battle or a big port battle, you sometimes mess this up as you're looking at 10 things at once. I know I still mess it up, but the basics are really simple. Now we're sailing with the wind coming from the right again, and this time, instead of turning with the wind, I decide I want to tack through the wind to the right. I'm going to gain some speed first, then I'm going to start using my rudder to turn right. Looking at my mast placement in the wind gauge, once my front mast is hidden inside the wind arrow, or parallel with the wind, I'm going to double tap C. This will make my rear mast turn the opposite direction and will pull me through the wind. Once I'm on the other side, I can press F again to get my auto skipper back on. Now the third topic covers what happens if your tack doesn't go to plan, or somehow you end up in irons. Sitting in irons means that your ship is facing directly in the wind, and you're stuck there. This is very simple to get out of. Move so that the wind is just slightly off your bow, and then double tap the key that will turn your front mast to a 90-degree angle from the wind. So for me, this is Q. As you can see, I'll start drifting in that direction away from the wind. You can speed it up by managing your rudder as well, and you'll get out of irons. This also ties into the next topic, which is sailing in reverse. Oftentimes, if you're stuck in irons, particularly in a line ship, you'll need to gain some reverse momentum until you can successfully tack or push out of the wind. To do this, depower and move your sails so that they are at about 60 degrees to the wind. You will see that your ship will start sailing in reverse. Once your speed is up to a few knots, turn your front mast towards the wind and your rear mast away from the wind to push out of the wind. Or if you'd like to tack, you can do the opposite. Front mast away from the wind and rear mast towards the wind. Our fifth and final topic is depowering and angling sails. When an enemy player is about to pass upwind of you, it's generally a good idea to press T to depower and turn your sails so that they are parallel with the wind. Enemy players love to put leaks into people, and if you depower and manage your sails, you can drastically negate their ability to do this if they are upwind of you. You just need to make sure that you keep your speed up so that they don't ram into you and board you. You can also manage your sails if you're approaching a broadside and you suspect that they may chain you in PvP. Try to angle your ship so that your bow doesn't get a broadside of ball, and also press T to furl your staysails and angle your mast so that your sails are perpendicular to the enemy ship. This way, if they fire a broadside of chain at you, the chain will have minimal effect on your sails. After the broadside is passed, you can change your sails back to normal. Well, that's all I have for you today. As with everything in this game, it takes time to gain some experience and confidence using manual sails. Start out small and learn each of these maneuvers, and you'll be set to hold your own in battle when it comes to managing your sails. As always, thank you and have a great day.